So in the chitanire nande in this in the times I'm in, I give thanks more than anything else. Kinyamu driver kwa kajo kiangara gatandambiria amechokia ntura yande ngera murungu ibwaga no to such a driver. You see? So even at the secretary, when they do your work very nicely, that's the reason to tell God, thank you. At a petrol station, okay, that's the reason to give thanks. So like na ndetaka Kenyans, nkona Kenyans to nobody is giving thanks of anything. It is negativity, it is complaints, a lot mantuja menge. But if we can spare time as Kenyans, tokera murungu ibwaga nyano ntobora tukinyidetia, bwambura wamwere ibwaga ntobabya korea, the little that you have, you will attract more when you give thanks. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. So I'm so happy with myself and my God. Yes.
Wow. No, to check other things, maybe raumbeke kwithira ukibwithakia.
Like now, kiragwete my life so much was my PhD, because it's very expensive. It's not a cheap program. It has spent 1.something million.
Wow.
And it is very demanding. The other ndona and whatever join a PhD, 80% of them are depressed. 80%
are depressed.
Thank God I'm among the 20. No, to teba ingiba diraya within the stipulated 3 years. But I ingiba diraya 4-5 years. But only God made it possible kudiria in less than 4 years. Now it has been so demanding. And then the other Nidian, so the question I've been asking God, what next? Now we are still negotiating with God, Kendamenya, what next? But so far so good. Wow. Yes.
Wow. Maybe no mumero edire akiora kia Lucy, of course, obukuma kimatuyege government.
Yes.
No mtu edire akiona Lucy akaombekia kwithira akienda kukuma mantunege siasa nende ugia kwa siasa. No Lucy ende kwithira akibanga maybe kuyamiro ku serve miro in vitu kama hizo. No mtu kwithira gichiora kibiria vyo utuchokeri
kwe wakiri ongeda ringerete thimontu kwenge nke muraye for something ambera twari mbera akwende wije takuruga gitegese kia imment central ndamuria wai ambe no angokoria ndamwira it is not in my mind now. Actually my desire is to work with the national government. As a technocrat, just as a public servant, known to I'm recovering from the many things I've gone through. So ntena kanya kauka that kind of na politics Kenya no konorikari. So if you really want to go relevant tena mantoa menge, just to work for the citizens of Kenya. Na nditetango NYERI in a very an institution, NYERI is like an institution. The way they do their work, teja other counties. They are established ways of doing things. Kinya Governor Mutaikaiga daktari akadra ateku today. Things will still move on because the systems are clear on what is supposed to be done. Na mbona tewa ntaba bengi bakeja NYERI from benchmarking. Na nya many things really that were NYERI always performs very well. So I've been learning about government. I have learned now, even if I'm given a higher responsibility in this country, I can handle it, but not politics. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Aya, mutegeria kumenyende. Denda nindi the remaining minutes to either toki inspire.
Yes.
Kwa ntoba bengi bako ile ajani ku burawa mbiriretie ku manthi like stairs. Na muntu enda kwithira maybe we mwarejia award ira yombekia kwithira imwekire nyako na ati baterio kwa Nkoro maybe kinyoke thira kwambiria that stair ya mbere na kakwama kidogo.
Buga one thing bakwera barabandikirete is this. This life is not linear. Ati gotweka maisha jatao maisha ija mzunguko. Things just go around. So as a person no munkawe they were very serious. nonto utero manto jakara uria wenda jakara you find yourself or in a situation that utekomenya what next but you must have that resilience kinya wagwatwe murimo you refuse to die nonto janire andaregere gukua I refused and I said I'm not dying now I'm not ready to die so you refuse na okay this is not the end of me. Number 2 you must remain focused because immediately you lose focus and you know there are so many distractions everywhere to make sure you don't achieve your goal. No monka or remain focused. A PhD okwenda no matter what happens I'm stuck there. Go kwenda kugurana you move you keep the focus. Another thing I would mpomba kwera muthikiria ni atiri create networks. Create networks. And antu baraba inge batiomba kumenya how to keep networks. Na nkera baraba ndikirete rĩa Murungu agakureta kwena muntu wa maana. Tafadhali ugatakie muntu wa maana with demands. Rero karwatakie muntu wa maana wamberio kumuretera demands the relationships just ends. No batera ko guchitana how to handle antu barabara in authority. Na no kenda jontonande indikana nde gweta Nyeri baba inge batora bampandikirete tukwenda tenda tuchwera nguge anga gote thithaia you see no monko stick on the line that made you know this big person na ndo mberio kweta mwera kwena wini ajo kwenda tenda ukuthukia you have to build the relationship first so geria as much as you can kwethira wina networks alumni networks nara waita nara ori chukuru nara ori university nara waita nguge don't ugeta ukithukia networks ciaku nonto anto bau ibobomba go mention for something else. We have talked about the focus, we have talked about being resilient. Yes. Yeah.
Na bo mwicho pio no kwithira kwina mutegeri wa Wero TV mubango yoyo etera yoyo a whole about inspirations muntu akethira akikwa jani ya Lucy jani ya Mutonge akona achikira inya mbi no wire mutorombi ke kwithira rukirire rwari ari kwa nkuthira ntina hope rengi yani that person has lost hope kapsa
Urampomba kwera muntu jo ni atiri as long as you are breathing. As long as you are breathing, there is a tomorrow.
Wow.
And things can change. Actually, I want to do a book on seasons change.
Wow.
Okay? Season, you are in life as seasons. There are the good seasons and the bad seasons. Auna ndo kuigwa jeko kwenda ku give up. Now, God is preparing you for the next season. Biblia ni clearly kauga weeping may endure for a night. But joy comes in the morning. So ka season kawo gwetera keep on holding unto God. Kinyoke da were roka rirate nonto ndirarira. Kinyoke thera orethera tena mbecha na I've been there. Nyoke ja kwethera you found yourself with nothing. I've been there. Actually mbuga atere wini. I think otemanto anto beta irande enteretera so far. I think I've gone through all the things that people, those bad things. But the worst is sickness. Not to sickness, you feel alone. You go murimo wewe nka. So there are mudikeria tere, as long as you are breathing, there is hope. Please don't give up. God shows up at those times. Murungu ejagarera na ndego tweka there is nobody else completed to help you. Now that is when he shows up for his glory. Nonto nande sincerely. Entwera kurira na kothangika na mbina ngethithia PhD, but everybody now is clapping for me because it was not an easy thing. So ndera mutegeri okwa kindly you can give up kinyoke there nobody is for you, God is for you. Yes, and he comes to the broken-hearted. He is closer to the oppressed, he is closer to the broken-hearted. Yes.
Tiriko aka interview yo kare yakwa.
No, God shows us. And you see, even the mother can forget the child. But but me, I will never forget you. And by the scripture, and I pray with it every day that God is able to make all grace to abound towards me, so that in everything, having all that I need, I will abound in every good work. So Murungu is able. And you know what we need? No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived. Ndengero no bedendre na Rwa Gukiiria in a county I have never thought about. Ndengetekia. Why? No eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has conceived what God has in store for them that love him. And you know God is able to make all grace, as I have said, about to answer you. So that in everything, whether it is career, whether it is money, whether it is family, in all things, having all that you need, not to Murungu na kwenda, without all that you need, you're about. And at all times, even now, you're about in every good work. And God is more than able. Indikana, I hated 1 Peter 5:10. And after you have suffered a little while, and I used to tell God, this suffering of mine, this suffering of mine is not a little while. It is too long. And I told God, I'm not reading the scripture any longer until you change my situation. And he changed it. Yes, so he is able, and he who is coming will surely come. Yeah.
Wow. Sijui atanisema nitakomeambambiriria na lakini that is powerful. Yes. That is so inspiring. Yes. Na ndina mamutegero ero TV ura withirite akithikiria mubango yo kwina mantu ambekia kwithira kilani uturone bwawe yara akathiatira nkome atafika mahali. So
na mbere ndiria ndiuga atiri it is going to return to this community, to the society. I used to have a meeting called Highly Favored Daughters. It was a women ministry. And I'm thinking about it. Kwena baba ingeba gwetera, there is so much. And we are mentored by people. So I hope before the end of the year or the beginning of next year to order women something. And we'll be able to encourage one another. It can be a high tea or whatever it is, but somehow we should be able to bring, especially the young people like you who don't know what to do. Just because of a small thing. When I have seen Antobageta interview, somebody has a first class honors, and another one has a second law degree, a second law. This one gets job and the first class honors is left. There are some things in between there that people don't know. And no wonder my thesis was about those personal attributes and that you really need to have. I have seen people go for interviews, bakagwa. Not to how to go about it. Tell us more about yourself. When you're being told, tell us more about yourself. You see, but people don't know. When I knew I'm going for a high profile interview, I had to read and read and read. So, through marriage challenges, through financial issues. I hope God helping me, because I love the ministry of women and the ministry of teenagers. God willing, I'll be able to do something that can be counted on me by God when I leave this earth. Wow. Yes.
All the best.
Thank you.
Na we are so happy tunakwirwa kwingi kwithira tuna went kuyerwari na kwithira okay great time kumakisha news chiaku ibo kendoke ya warire mutegero wero TV mwa hope na umonia ati kevira Lucy urambiririe from apa chini nombete kwithira gikinyo wakinyite kinyawe there is hope. So itoko wish all the best ki yayo ndio kubwethia na Murungu etiambire ukutarima.
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you Winnie. Thank you.
Kadosha mwanya muno kiwa mutegero wero TV no ntuba kona kanya gokinyania batu ikinya gwekinya ki mubango ya Rugendo Rwa Gukiiria Nkoro ndina maku na mantombekia kuthoma turone boku yarayombekia kwithira ya kutongeria kana yarombekia kwithira kithiatiribo kenda wakinyo waro kwenda kwithira wikinya twerwa tugakwa Nkoro tekumakania ntubra umbekia